The Newcastle Knights are taking on the Canberra Raiders. It's a game that the Canberra Raiders really need to win. Again, it's the Newcastle Knights coming off an absolute, I guess you could say, headache of a week. Baxter, is that the way to put it?
It has been a very, very roller coaster for Peter Mann, the new boy for Peter football of operations there at the Newcastle Knights. Look, as it was announced yesterday, Callum Ponga, Kurt Mann, they have been filmed leaving a establishment, not a an X-rated one, but an establishment coming out of a toilet together. Both were holding a glass of some sort of liquid in hand. So apparently, from Ponga's camp, was that it was Ponga had just bought a house. He celebrated a bit too hard, and now is was throwing up. I don't know whether to believe that, but as I do say, you're always innocent until proven guilty. But now it has been reported that he has been drug tested sometime today around noonish. What's going on with this side? Are they going to stand up and play for the town of Newcastle, or are they just going to roll over and just have a poor end to the season? What's your thoughts on this, Tony?
I think, obviously, I think they're going to roll over. Obviously, the team list there, as you can see, it also doesn't involve Bradman Best and Anari Tuala now. They've both been stood down from the club for disciplinary reasons.
They missed the team bus by 6 minutes.
Well, again, mate, you've got these guys. They're doing this for a living. If you're not on time, you're not on time. I've got no issue with this, given if that's the stance the club wants to take. Obviously, Clemmer was stood down for how he abused a staff member. If that is how Peter Mann's come in, if that's how the board's really being strict on, mate, you're here at this time or you're dropped. I'm all for it. Let's put some discipline back in this Newcastle squad, because we saw how good they could have been at the start of this season when they were disciplined. They did have the team firing, but I guess the only other big changes are David Clemmer is back on deck. Safidi, Jacob, that is, does shift to lock. What do you think about this squad? Obviously, we've spoken about their, I guess, misfortune since your man has come across to take over. But do you think they got the Bradman Best and Amari Tuala correct, or do you think it's too much of a punishment?
Nah, they've drawn as you said, they've drawn the line in the sand, or should I say, Peter's drawn the line in the sand, and he said from now on, these are the standards that the club is setting. If you don't meet them, you obviously you're going to face some sort of punishment. Now, obviously, they miss out on playing NRL, but they'll drop for into the New South Wales Cup side. And as I said when I blurted out there, they missed the bus by 6 minutes. Now, whether you take it as that's not a lot, or this was leading up to this is up upon a pile of other things that has gone on at the club for these players. The standard has been set, and now it has to be upheld. Again, with Callum Ponga, what they do, whether they strip him of the captaincy and they give it to someone in this squad, I don't know who's going to stand up and be that captain for this side.
I was about to say, is there anyone you could see that it is captain material? Like
at the moment, there's only one, and I believe he might be doing a little swap deal with the Tigers, and now all reports saying Tigers are willing to let Luke Brooks go, but they want a back rower in exchange, and apparently the only one that they are after is Tyson Frizzell. Now, he would be my only player at the moment that I would say is captain-ish material. You know, you got the likes of Tex Hoy and Milford leaving the club, so I don't want to put.
Would you do that deal, Baxter? Would you take that deal if you lost him for Luke Brooks?
Oh, I would, because Newcastle have a really big depth of packmen, forward or back rowers in the club and New South Wales side. So it's not hard to sort of drop an origin and test player in Tyson Frizzell, especially with the money that he's going to go around there. You drop him and you bring in one of these up and comers who's probably on not even 100,000 for a year, and just sort of rotate that position and find them the best fit for you. I would do the deal. This Newcastle Knights side needs a strong 7. Adam Clune, I don't think he is the man that is to be this strong 7. So bring in Luke Brooks, partner up with Mr. Clifford there, and try and work something out here, because you got to give something back to this working class town. And there's another person that needs to step up, and that is Kalyn Ponga. Whether he's the captain or not, he needs to step up as well on and off the field. Yeah. Stop getting drunk, yeah. And we'll wait and see what happens from his disciplinary action as well.
100%. Obviously, especially a player with that many hit injuries, we do wish that he would switch on and he would start to take care of himself. But we'll move on, obviously, onto a team that does get their coach back. It is the Canberra Raiders. The team should be up on the screen right now. Baxter, can you confirm that for me? Beautiful. Again, we're having a bit of technical difficulties, so I'm hoping that me clicking these buttons is putting on the screen. Baxter has confirmed for me, so that is brilliant. The Canberra Raiders, obviously, Tarpany, he had his rib injury. He's back. It's a massive, massive in. Kotrick returns from his 1-game suspension. And obviously, probably the biggest return, like we just said, the Green Machine welcomed back Ricky Stuart to this team.
Woo!
How do you see this one going?
My boy Ricky, he's back at the helm, and he's going to rip into this depleted Knights side. And as you said, Joseph Tarpany is back into the squad. He's going to rip, tear, bust. And from all reports, this side that is named on the lineup here on your screens here, they got something to show. They got negative, I think it's negative 21 for and against here, and sorry, negative 31. They're only 2 points out. Hopefully Parramatta lose, and they can go on and win another 2 and leapfrog them into the 8 and have a good end to the season. And hopefully Ricky can get these boys firing and get them to win, which I believe is 13 plus.
Now, obviously, we did speak about Ricky on the last episode. We have had a poll that did run for 24 hours. Are you ready for the results?
I think I know what they were, but I'm cheering. I'm cheering.
All right. Obviously, we did ask what we thought of the 1-week suspension from Ricky Stuart. The first choice was 1 week was the right punishment. That came in with 30% of the votes. We then had 1 week was too harsh and 1 week was too soft. One of these came in with a 50% total. One came in with a 20% total. Baxter, do you want to guess which one you thought it was?
It was my opinion, and I will stick to it, that 1 week was too harsh. Get rid of it. Scrap it. I'm right. I know I'm right. I want you to tell me so I can just I'm right. Come on.
I don't know if you want me to tell you anything, because 50% of the vote said that the 1 week was too soft. We will share those results, obviously.
That's a G up. That's a G up. That's an error. That's an error. Whoever was voting for that, seriously, go duck your head. Go get a bucket of ice cream, duck your head in it 3 times, and only pull it out twice, because that was a stupid week to give from the NRL. It was what
the worst part is? You've lost with 50% majority, and I didn't even vote on this poll. I could have even cheated and used the Gone for 10 as the same vote. I didn't even vote with them, so this could have been a lot more ugly for it. It could have been a lot more blown out towards it's not enough.
These people just seriously How could you? This isn't an NRL issue. This was just whatever. We're not going to go into it, but that was just a 1 week. Nah, seriously, take a long walk off a short pier because Ricky's back. I don't care. Watch him fire. He's going to get in the boxing ring and he's going to smash Salmon.
Ricky, I mean, hey, the way that we're seeing Paul Gallen take on 2 fighters, it might not be long before a few of these coaches start calling out players. So who knows? We might see that in the future. But obviously, to wrap up the pod, Ricky is back. Baxter, 1 to 12, 13 plus. How is this game going?
Oh, it's going to be Raiders 13 plus. Don't you love to see it?
All right, I'm going to throw it out there, throwing it out there casually each week. I'm going to throw in a Raiders 20 plus. This side does keep the pressure on the Roosters after this weekend. And again, it's going to be an absolute blockbuster next weekend when we see the Roosters obviously taking on Melbourne, whereas this Raiders side will take on Manly. So it's going to be a cracking round. But Baxter, again, mate, thank you for joining me. Guys, this is the end of our preview show. This is the Sunday 4 p.m. game. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, and obviously Baxter, we will be back with the review show very soon.
Yeah, peace, boys. Peace.